that the body is at rest. Force may be applied, it may be possible. Here you can see a simple one. A ball is on the center mark of the football field before starting the game. So we can say if anything that is not changing its position with respect to its surrounding. Okay, this is a simple one. Now let's see what is motion then. How you define motion? From this rest definition only. How, what all words you will take out and say?
So the continuous motion of
Hmm? From this rest definition only.
Change in position with respect to the
Okay, with respect to its surrounding. Let's say, very good. A body is said to be in motion. When we can say if it changes position with regard to its surrounding. Now this man is, you can see in this figure, is running, and you can say that from the distance, and it is touching from this tree, let's say from this tree to this place, continuously it is changing. Or we can say from this building to this distance. So these distance basically it's keep changing, and if it is changing, that means the things are moving, or we can say the body is in motion. Example you can see over here, and with the tree and building and its surrounding, they keep changing. Okay. Now moving further, what is linear motion? Now we are coming straight to the linear motion. It is also refers to translatory motion. Motion of a body directly from one point to another point that is covering the shortest possible distance. So what we can say, a linear motion is what? It is a basically directly from one point to another point that is covering the shortest possible distance. If it is covering this way, whether we can say this is linear motion? We can say
so
this distance is a linear distance. Huh? Anyone? Charayu?
no
No, sir.
Why we cannot say? Because it is not covering the shortest possible distance. Some author describe linear motion as horizontal motion. In some books you can find it is horizontal motion. That is when any linear motion is taking your eyes, shoulder, that motion is called horizontal motion. Okay, so in some books you will find this linear motion they have described as horizontal motion also, because anything that is taking place in front of your eyes, or we can say parallel to. Now what is the characteristics of this motion? Linear motion. So if all the points on the body move through the same distance in same time and in same direction, the body is referred to be in a state of linear motion. So three things has to be satisfied. The first one is if all the points, let me mark the point. Let's say this is one point. This is one point. Okay. hip is one point. If all the points on the body, they are moving through same distance in same time and in same direction. So we can say body is referred to be in a state of linear motion. So basically this is the characteristics of linear motion. Three things has to be satisfied: same distance, same time, and in same direction. Okay? Any question in this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So this is the basic we are covering. So now linear motion has got some different type of we can say characteristics according to. The first one is rectilinear motion. We can say linear motion may also be thought as a motion along a line. If the line is straight, the motion is rectilinear. You can see in the figure. If that line is straight. Now you can see the other figure that is known as curvilinear motion. You can find, as you can see in the figure, the skydiver. If the line is curved, the motion is curvilinear. He is falling, and then all the points they are moving in same direction, but there is some type of curve is taking place. So this is one more thing that is known as curvilinear. In the first figure, the path is basically a straight, and in that the other one is curving. Okay? Curvilinear.
No.
Now from linear to we are coming to angular motion. So how will you define the angular motion then? When a body moves in a rotatory motion, there should be an axis around which the movement takes place. It may be imaginary, or we can say physical also. So in the first figure you can see the girl is moving, whether that axis is imaginary or physical. Tell me.
Many classes.
You know what is an axis around which movement takes place? Anyone? The girl is spinning.
सबकी सब देखी है ना.
Axis is imaginary or physical? Huh?
Physical, sir.
Okay. How it is physical?
So, sir, standing or she's holding something in the hand, so she's rotating it.
No, the girl is also moving with that. Actually, the girl is moving. In the first figure, the girl is moving, rotating, and in the second figure, you can see the club that is known as for the golf, playing the golf. So in the first figure, the girl is also moving, and the ribbon is also moving in the hand. So for the first figure, it is imaginary. The girl is moving, and she's taking around. So basically, we can say that axis is there, but it is imaginary. Let's say you are rotating your hand for doing bowling. For doing bowling, what you will do? You will rotate your hand. And if your whole body is rotating around when you are holding a bar, say in gymnastics, the horizontal bar. Okay? In this figure, the other figure, the second figure and the third figure, there is an imaginary axis around which they are turning. The girls are turning. The motion is taking place. Okay? Let's take the example of a fan. See over you, fan is there. Whether the fan is moving with an imaginary axis or a physical axis. Tell me. The ceiling fan. The center is there around which motion takes place. So that is basically a physical axis. Okay. So the angular motion is also known as, basically we can say, circular or rotatory motion. Okay. So for angular motion there has to be a axis, and around that axis motion is taking place. Okay. Okay.
Manu,
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the characteristics of this motion. If a body moves around an axis of rotation and all the points on the body move through same angle, we can say in same time
क्या मम्मी? अभी नहीं आ रहा.
and in same direction, the body is referred to moving in a angular motion. In the previous one, what was the three things same? Anyone? What three things were same that time?
The same distance, same time, and same direction.
Oh, same distance, same time, and same direction. Here, instead of the distance, it is basically the angle. So, these two characteristics are there of a linear motion and a angular motion. Okay, we'll move further. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what is general motion now? You can see in this figure, it is a combination of linear as well as angular motion. For example, the locomotion is based on combination of linear as well as angular motion. Here you can see the body of the cyclist. Basically, it is moving in a linear thing, we can say. But the leg action is continuously doing the angular motion. In the other figure, the man you can see is running. His whole body basically it is moving where? In a linear motion, you can say. But the legs are doing the angular type of motion. So we can say it is a general motion or combination of angular as well as linear. Clear?
Yes, sir.
This is a combination one. Now moving further, biomechanics, as we have seen in the last class also, the science is concerned with external and internal force acting on a human body and the effect produced by that forces. So basically biomechanics is what? The science we have to see the external force, internal force, and the effect it is produced by these forces. So biomechanics, we can say static, dynamic, and this James D. Hay definition is given in this. The dynamics is basically kinematics and kinetics. Now we have gone through this also. It deals with the geometry of motion, that is how fast, how far, and how consistent body is moving. And kinetic is deal with the cause of motion, or we can say what produce the motion. And ultimately the force is the main thing, and through the application of this force and the effect of internal and external, we can say the body produce motion. Now let's see this example. During sprint start, you can see the first figure is of starting, the second figure is of acceleration phase, the third figure is maintenance, and the fourth one is deceleration, because we cannot maintain the speed throughout the motion. So during this, it is a study under kinetic. during the start. Why? Kinetics, why? Because during taking the start, you just have to produce the maximum amount of force so that you can get off that starting block. Like in swimming also, you are standing on that block starting. It's studied under the kinetic. How much amount of force you are putting on the blocks. You apply the internal force and you get the reaction in the opposite direction. So same amount of reaction, like Newton say, to every action there is a equal and opposite reaction. So on the force block, the blocks are there, we have to measure how much amount of force you are putting. So nowadays techniques are there, force blocks are there. We have also got this platform, force platform with us. So when you jump up, it is going to give you the result. How much amount of vertical force you have put and how much amount of horizontal force. So I'm making a figure over here. Let's say this is a block and your foot is over here. So when you push this, your legs is putting a force and you are giving a reaction force in this direction, let's say. Now this reaction force is in this direction. So how to measure the linear, how much linear and vertical things are there in this? The contribution, how much is the vertical component and how much is the horizontal component. So by this you can calculate the amount of horizontal and vertical force you have put. Okay, so when you're putting the force on the blocks, that means what type of angle. That day we were discussing the force we have to put on the blocks to get the maximum desired reaction. Okay, let's say for doing a long jump, how much, what type of component has to be more, horizontal or vertical? Anyone? For jumping long jump, horizontal force has to be more or vertical? Charayu, Saurabh, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Which type of force has to be more,
Horizontal force,
horizontal
sir.
or vertical?
हॉरिजेंटल
Why?
सर वर्टिकल अगर हाइट ज़्यादा ऊपर आ जाएगी तो सर डिस्टेंस कम हो जाएगा सर.
Okay. So long jump ka desired, what is the desired movement? That you must go and cover maximum horizontal distance. So for that you need a horizontal force more. But it is just opposite in high jump. High jump, what you need more? You need
Vertical.
vertical more. So when you're on the block, what type of motion you need or which component you have to put more? So accordingly in sprinting the blocks are made. The front block and the behind block. So maximum advantage a runner can take by adjusting the angle. This facility is not there in swimming. Charayu, can we make this block on the swimming pool also?
Yes, sir. There is one. In some swimming pools, there are rear one also. We can put rear leg on that platform.
Okay. So it
We
is
have to
a,
adjust that.
okay. So competition rule allow this?
Yes, in some pools it is there.
Okay. So what is the advantage? Yes, what Sharayu is telling, if it is right, and if it is done, that means there the swimmer can jump more horizontal distance in the air. So the distance the swimmer can cover inside the water, let's say if it is 10 centimeter, 20 centimeter or more. So that is the advantage for the swimmer, because in water to move 10 or 20 centimeter is much harder than moving in the air. Okay, so the next word is electromyography over here. Anyone can say what this word means? Electromyography. This word, electromyography. Okay, it deals with the muscle. Whenever any movement takes place, this device records how much amount of work that muscle has produced. So by this, calculating this with this equipment or tool, we can say we can measure the amount of force one muscle is producing. So let's say for a jumping, which muscle has to be developed? For going further, jumping higher, jumping more in long jump, the muscle has to produce motion. So it records the activity of the muscle and it gives you the result that during this movement, this muscle is working more compared to the other. Okay, and how much force it is producing. So this equipment is very important because you'll able to understand which muscle has to be practiced more compared to the other. Okay, so moving to acceleration phase. Now what is acceleration phase? As I want to give you the example. As you start your bike, what you do? After starting, after kicking, the bike is start. Now you put the first gear, then second and so on. So that is, you want to go for acceleration, the bike. The same way is acceleration phase in this figure, that is positive acceleration. And there is initial about 20 meter, the elite athlete take to accelerate. And for 40 meter for a non, or we can say the beginner, accelerate. This motion is basically non-uniform. Okay, let me ask you, what is acceleration? In a simple language, how you will define the acceleration? Acceleration, you know? Anyone? Hari? Hari?
The speed is maybe speed.
Huh?
The instant speed, developing the speed.
What? Hari, what you're telling?
The development of speed, sir. When you are starting, we use certain speed, maybe accelerate.
Okay. Let's see, or in school you must have gone through this A. A is for acceleration. A is equal to V minus U upon T. So what is this V? Final velocity. And this U is what? Initial. Okay, you must have gone to this final velocity and initial velocity. Okay, so when you are taking the acceleration, that means, let's go and see this figure. From 0, if we calculate till here, that means you are in an acceleration phase. And from this point to this point, and from this point to this point, the final velocity is more than the initial one. So you are going in a acceleration phase, or we can say positive acceleration. Let's say the velocity over here is 10 meter per second, same 20 and 30 over here. So we can say that it is in positive acceleration. If we calculate, that means we are moving in a positive acceleration. That means every time after putting the fourth or fifth gear in the bike, we can say what we do. We do a phase that is known as maintenance phase, or we can say the bike is now not, that means no acceleration. That motion is basically uniform. It is not like going up or going down. So no acceleration. So we can say this green line is basically the maintenance phase. Here the A, that is acceleration, is 30 minus 30. Let's say the second is 1. From here, here or here, anywhere you divide and see, if it is not the initial speed and the final speed is same, that means velocity, both velocity are same. That means A is equal to 0. That means no acceleration is taking place. So in this phase, it is known as maintenance phase, where there is no change in the acceleration. You are understanding this? You are understanding this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so maintenance phase is what? Where there is no change in the velocity. Now the last phase is deceleration. From this point, let's say from this point, if we mark till here and from this to here, you can see the sprinter or human body cannot maintain the top speed for a long time. So during a 100-meter run, we accelerate, we come to the maintenance phase. Until now, no runner has completed the race in maintenance phase. After somewhere around 80 meters, the body cannot sustain the top speed. This is the human limit. For bike, you can do this. For car, you can do this because it is a machine. But for a human body to sustain top speed for about, let's say, 60 meters is very tough. Automatically it deaccelerate. Deacceleration means here the negative value will get. The final velocity is always less than the initial one. So we can say negative acceleration and positive acceleration. So with the photographic technique, cinematography or videography, we can find out this type of movement and we can analyze this. That's why this print example is very good to give you an idea what is the kinetic and kinematics. So with this, you can understand the forces that are developed, and we can say the geometry, how fast, how far, or what consistent the body is moving. So with the so many techniques are there. Initially they used to take the photograph after every 10 seconds, how much time he is taking to complete that 10 second. Then video came, and nowadays cinematography is there for photo finish and all. Okay, photo finish you have heard? Photo finish?
Yes, sir.
Okay, in sprinting event, mainly in the sprinting run, they make use of this technique to see who is which runner is ahead of the other one. So this all this development took place in the sports also, and we make use of such techniques to measure the force blocks, electromyography, we can say, videography. Nowadays you can see, when you see the cricket match, they give you the ball is taking the highest elevation, how much distance the ball is covering. You have heard, no? You must have seen the cricket match. You have seen World Cup.
Yes, sir.
Shrayu, you are seeing the cricket match.
Yes, sir.
So all this technology. Hari, you must also see. When they are explaining, you will understand nowadays the leg before how they are giving. This is through the development of this biomechanics only. When the ball is hitting the legs, whether it is in the line, and they give you after hitting also where the ball will go. It will go over the stump, or it is on the stump, and on the development of technology has done the umpire work easy nowadays. If an umpire is giving out, the technology can now say that he is not out. Sometimes the inner edge is so close, the umpire cannot see, the player cannot see. The small nick, that ball is touching the bat or not. This is all the development is through. We can say it is through biomechanics only. Or with the study of this, they keep improving. Okay? So that's all for today. Next class we'll do this linear kinematic. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any question in this? Any question? What we have done today?
No, sir.
No? Chalo then. Okay then. Thank you.
Thank you,
And
sir.
Thank you, sir.
keep studying, and whatever match you are seeing on the TV, whether it is cricket, football, volleyball, basketball, whatever you see, just listen to the commentary part. They will let you know about advancement of technology in their game. So don't be a mute, or don't put on the TV in mute and see. Because nowadays this technology is coming up so fast and so in the variety of a wide area. Nowadays in football also, in my game, the goal line technology came up. Before it is very difficult to get whether the ball is inside the goal, or with a human eye, that is always the chances of errors are there. Okay? So with the errors we are decreasing through our knowledge of through biomechanics. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay then. Chalo. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I'm going fast, slow, anything, just let me know. Okay?
sir.
Or you are not understanding, you can always ask. Because basically you all are sportsmen, and little bit this knowledge, science knowledge is having. So we are basically combining both the things. Okay?
Yes,
Because we all have done BSc physics and all. So basically we are combining both the knowledge, and both the things we are putting it together. Okay?
Okay, sir.
So anytime any question is there, you can ask. What is maybe I'll be able to answer you all. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Chalo. Bye.
Thank you, sir.